Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, and welcome to the Global Online Quiz. My name is George, and I will be your quiz master this evening. Now, Ilinka wishes she could be here this evening, but unfortunately, she fell ill earlier this week, so she is at home resting, getting prepared for the next Global Online Quiz. But don't panic, we have a great crew with you here this evening, and as always, we are coming to you live from Eindhoven, the Netherlands, here in the studio. And as I mentioned, we have a great team, so we have Cathy, who is behind the WhatsApp, taking all of your team photos. We have Guido, who is moderating the chat, photobombing as ever. And we have Bob, who is behind the audio and visual, making sure that you see everything here this evening perfectly well. So we have players from all over the world joining us. So far, I've seen Malta, Brazil, Wales, Germany, the Netherlands, Scotland, Spain, and Romania. So it's great to see so many teams from all over, and we hope you enjoy tonight. We have a great quiz. We have a couple special themed rounds, one of them right from Guido himself. So let us know how everything goes out in the chat. So before we get going into the first round, let's go over some of the do's and don'ts. First of all, tonight is all about having fun. So there's no way for us to really kind of check your answers or kind of watch how things are going, but this is all about having fun and a friendly competition. So you'll be checking your answers yourself. Like I mentioned, we can't check them for you, so this is all on the honor system. Now, if you're in an area where you're allowed to gather in a restaurant or in a bar, perhaps, it's a little bit more fun if you can have a friendly competition that way, but don't panic. If that's not allowed, just having a competition at home over Teams or Zoom, anything like that, again, it's all about having a good time this evening. Now, as I mentioned, Ketty is behind the WhatsApp. So it's great if you can share your team photo with us, and you can do it through this link right on the screen or using the link below it. Using this allows you to go straight to our WhatsApp, and as I mentioned, send us your team photo. It's kind of fun if we can see kind of your home setup, your quiz setup, and then if you're lucky, we will pick a few of them and actually show them on the studio broadcast this evening. Now, this QR code allows you to do 3 things in total. One of them, like I mentioned, is to send in your team photo. The second one is to put in your overall score at the end of the evening. And the third option is that you can make a donation for this evening. Now, we hope that everybody puts in their team score at the end of the evening, because on Monday, so about 36 hours from this broadcast, we will give our overall ranking on our website so you can see how you did across the globe. Now, again, it's also a lot of fun for me to follow along if you let me know how you're doing in the chat. I have a screen here so I can see how everyone's doing. So after each round, let Guido and myself know how you did. That way we can follow along with all of the fun. Now, we also have printable answer sheets that you could get from our website. If you didn't get those printed out, don't panic. You can just take a normal piece of paper, number it 1 through 10, and you are good to go. Now, we really only have one rule this evening, and that is no cheating. Now, I can't make sure that you're not using any of the web searches or, maybe a smoke signal, something like that. Lasers, I can't check. This is all about having fun. So what's more fun than making sure all of the answers come straight from your brain and the brains of your team? We do have 6 rounds this evening. So the first round is our picture round. As always, it's a bit of a tradition here at the Global Online Quiz. Rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all general knowledge, kind of a mixed bag. As I mentioned, some of them are a theme that I will give to you over the microphone here. And our final round, round 6, is our music round. And that round, of course, we play some music and we ask you for the artist or song title, but don't panic, I will explain everything as we go along. Now, we do also have some breaks after round 2 and round 4. So we give you about 6 minutes to get up, stretch your legs, maybe refill your platter, refill your drink, check your cell phone if you need to, because again, there is no cheating this evening. It's all about you and on the honor system. And with that are all of the do's and don'ts. So if you're ready, we're ready here in the studio. Now is the time for you to grab your fresh answer sheet, and we're going to move you on to round 1. And as I mentioned, round number 1 is always our picture round, and we usually have some sort of theme, and tonight is no different. So this evening, we're going to show you 10 world famous works of art. For each artwork, though, we want you to give us the country that the artist is from. We're not looking for the name of the art or where it's located, anything like that. We want to know where the artist is from. So let us know which country the artist is from. Now you get to see each photo twice. The first time for 15 seconds, and then it'll come back around the second time, and that time it'll be 10 seconds each. And after the second round, we'll give you 60 seconds to finalize your answers. And after those 60 seconds, I will jump back on and we will go through each one with the answers overall for round number 1. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Here we go with round number 1, the picture round of the Global Online Quiz. And welcome back. You see me again, so that means it's time for the answers for round number 1. But first, if you're in a local competition, now is the time to switch your answer sheets. If you're at home, don't panic, just grab a different colored pen, and let's go over the answers for round number 1, the picture round. So for question number 1, we had the artist IYY, and he or she is from China. So China for question number 1. Question number 2, we had Frida Kahlo, and that is from Mexico. So Mexico for 1 point, if you had that one correct. On to question number 3, we had Munch's The Scream, and that is from Norway. So Norway for 1 point, question number 3. Question number 4, we had Marcel Duchamp, and that is from Switzerland. So Switzerland for question number 4, if you got that correct, 1 point. Moving right along to question number 5, we had Grant Wood, and he is from the USA, so 1 point if you had that correct. Question number 6, we go to Hokusai, and that is from Japan, so Japan for question number 6. On to question number 7, we have Gustav Klimt, and they are from Austria, so Austria for 1 point, question number 7. Moving right along, question number 8, we had Damien Hirst, and they are from the UK, so United Kingdom or England for 1 point, question number 8. Moving on to question number 9, we have Fernando Botero, and that is from Colombia, so Colombia for 1 point if you had that one correct. And finally, question number 10, we had Pablo Picasso, and the answer for that we were looking for is Spain. So 1 point if you had Spain for question number 10. Overall, for this round, you could have received 10 points. So we're going to give you about 60 more seconds to tally up your score. Let us know how you did on the chat. And when I come back, we move on to round number 2, our first mixed bag round of the evening. All right, I hope you enjoyed the first round. We have plenty more to go. But before we move on to round 2, we've seen some new players join us. We have some from England, from Croatia, from Sweden and Mauritius. So thank you so much for joining. We hope you enjoyed the first round. But with that, we're going to go on to round number 2. And as I mentioned, this is our mixed bag round. So we have 10 fresh questions coming to you. So make sure you grab a fresh answer sheet. And we're going to go on to question number 1 of round number 2. Now, as is the picture round, we usually start off round number 2 with a flag question, and tonight again is no different. So this question is all about fun with flags. And my question for you is, which 2 European flags have mountains featured on them? In both cases, the mountains are featured in stylized form and can be found in the coat of arms on the flag. So, can you tell us which 2 European flags have mountains featured on them for question number 1? Question number 2, you see 4 different rodents on the screen. So we are looking for 4 separate answers, each one for half a point each. And my question is to you, can you name all of the 4 different rodents from different corners of the globe? So can you give us the name of all 4 of the rodents you see on your screen for question number 2? Question number 3 brings us to a connection. So on your screen, you see 4 different pictures, and there is something that logically connects all 4 of them. So can you find the connection that logically connects all 4 of the photos you see on your screen now? Question number 4. Thought to have originated in China, what is the name of this fermented, lightly effervescent, sweetened black or green tea commonly consumed for its purported health benefits? So, can you give us the name of the sweetened black or green tea that's thought to have originated from China that is commonly consumed for its purported health benefits for question number 4? Moving right along to question number 5. For this one, we're looking for 3 answers. Again, half a point each if you get them correct. But we would like to know, can you name the 3 countries that have won the Rugby World Cup more than once? Now, to be clear, we are looking for the rugby union here. So again, can you name the 3 countries that have won the Rugby World Cup more than once for question number 5? Question number 6. Which traditional Japanese martial art uses bamboo swords called shinai and protective armor called bogu? So can you give us the traditional Japanese martial art that uses bamboo swords and protective armor called shinai and bogu for question number 6? And now we go on to question number 7. When presented in 1721, these instrumental works by Johann Sebastian Bach were simply called 6 concertos for several instruments. They were dedicated to Margrave Christian Ludwig, but were never performed during Bach's lifetime. The main reason seems to be the lack of musicians in Ludwig's musical ensemble who were actually able to perform these works. Nowadays, though, they are regarded as some of the best orchestral compositions from the Baroque era. Can you give us the more common collective name of these works? So we're looking for the more common collective name of the 6 concertos for several instruments presented in 1721 for question number 7. For question number 8, we move into arts and literature. And as you can see on your screen, we have put up some censored bars on the titles of some of these books. And I'm sure you can imagine what my next question will be. But here we have 4 literary titles from 4 different books, but they all have a feline in their title. And our question to you is, can you name the right feline to go along with each book? So naturally, we're looking for 4 answers, half a point each. And we start off with A, Tennessee Williams, blank on a hot tin roof. We have B, Aravind Algada, the white blank. Then we have C.S. Lewis's The Blank Witch and the Wardrobe. And then we have D, Stanley and Jack Kirby, Black something. So can you give us the feline for all of those for question number 8? On to question number 9, and my apologies, I was so excited on that one, I clicked the button a little bit too soon, so we'll give you the miniatures again, but just in case you missed it, we had A, Tennessee Williams, blank on a hot tin roof. We had B, Aravind Adiga, the white blank. We had C, C.S. Lewis, the blank, the witch, and the wardrobe. And D, Stanley and Jack Kirby, black blank. So that was all for question number 7. And again, my apologies, I was just so excited to get going. So that was question 8. We're going on to question number 9. And for that one, I promised to push the button at the correct time. We are looking for the largest animal known to have ever existed on Earth. So can you tell us the largest animal known to have ever existed on Earth for question number 9? And on to question 10, the last one of round number 2. This is our video connection. So what you're going to see in front of you on the screen are 3 short clips. And what we're looking for is the single word that connects all 3 of these films. So we're not looking for the artist, song titles, or anything that's in the trailers or whatever you're about to see. We're only looking for one single word, and that one single word logically connects all 3 of the films you're about to see here.
Book. We're on a Love More and Dash adventure right now.
I'm gonna help you out a little bit.
Let's go.
What are you doing? Don't do that. Oh, God, get out of there. This is not a romance novel. Jungles eat people like us.
Ah, what is that? Get it off.
Please.
I can feel him sucking my soul. River like a bandit. Don't make that sound. Feels like there's more.
Holy Mother of
more?
God.
They're just sucking on my butt like a big old Jamba Juice.
If I don't get to this island, my friend and her cover model are going to die.
I am driving.
Oh, 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 oh!
Oh! Oh! Oh!
So how's the drink?
It's good.
That wasn't a very strong reaction.
Well, it's not a very strong drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pilot has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
Don't worry. It's gonna be over. Stay here.
If you insist, señor.
And with that, we've come to the end of round number 2. So now we're going to give you 90 more seconds to finalize your answers. And I will come back after the 90 seconds and we will go through all answers for round number 2. We will see you on the other side. All right, it's answer time for round number 2. But if you're in a local competition, now is the time to switch your answer sheets. And again, if you're playing at home, grab that different colored pen and let's go through the answers for round number 2. We started you off with that fun with flags question. So we were looking for the 2 European flags that have mountains featured on them. And for this one, we had these 2 flags here. So we were looking for Slovakia and Slovenia. So half a point each if you got those correct. Moving on to question number 2. We were looking for those 4 different rodents. So we start with A, the chinchilla. We have B, the jerboa. We have C, the lemming. And we finish it off with D, the flying squirrel. So half a point each if you got those correct. Question number 3. This was our picture connection. So in the upper left-hand corner, we had his master's voice. Then next to that, we had the master, which was a film. Then we had the logo for MasterCard. And finally, we had a screenshot from the show MasterChef. So the one word that connected all of those was master. So 1 point if you had that one correct. Question number 4, we were talking about that tea that was believed to originated in China. And the name we were looking for was kombucha. So kombucha for question number 4. Moving on to question number 5. Again, we had 3 answers we were looking for, and we were looking for the countries that had won the Rugby World Cup more than once. And that was New Zealand was one of them. They've won it 3 times. We have South Africa for 3 times, who are the current champions. And we have Australia, who has won it twice. So New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia, half a point each if you got one of those correct. Moving on to question number 6, we were looking for the Japanese martial art that uses those bamboo swords and protective armor. That was kendo. So kendo for 1 point if you had that correct. Question number 7, we were talking about those 6 concertos for several instruments from 1721, but the more common collective name is the Brandenburg Concerto. So 1 point if you had that one correct for question number 7. Question number 8, this is where I have to click the button multiple times. Again, sorry about that one. But we start with A, you can already kind of see it on your screen, but we had A, Tennessee Williams' Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. We had B, The White Tiger. We had C, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And we had D, Black Panther. So half a point each for each one of those that you got correct. Moving on to question number 9, we were looking for the largest animal known to have ever existed on the Earth. Well, that is what you see on your screen now, and that would be the blue whale. So blue whale for 1 point if you got that one correct. And finally, for question number 10, that was the video connection. So you saw 3 short clips. The first one you had seen was a clip from the movie The Lost City. Then we had a clip from the show Lost. And finally, we saw Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. So naturally, the one word that connects all of those is lost. So for this round, round number 2, you could have scored a maximum of 12.5 points. We're going to give you about a minute to calculate your score. Again, let us know how you did in the chat, and I will see you on the other side. All right, I saw some great scores from the first round, some 10s, some 9s, some 7s. Now for this round, we also see a 12, a 9 out of 12.5, another 9 out of the 12.5, 10.5. So it looks like everyone did quite well in that round. But never fear, we have many more rounds to come. But now it is time for a nice, well-deserved break for you all. I'm going to take the next 6 minutes to practice my clicking skills here. You can get up, stretch your legs, refresh your refreshment plate, get a nice drink. And after we come back with the 6 minutes, we will start with round number 3, which is a special themed round. But 6 minutes is all yours, and I will see you back here in 6 minutes. And welcome back. It's almost time to go on to round number 3. I hope you took the time to stretch, get some nice new refreshment, have a nice tasty beverage ready to go. But before we go on to round number 3, I want to take a moment to thank everybody who has already made a contribution through the QR code or our link. Having those contributions really helps to go towards the time and effort that Yelinka and the team here at Number 42 use to make all of these quizzes. So every sort of donation you make really means a lot, and we're very thankful for all of that. Now, if you would consider chipping in a few dollars or euros this evening, again, that really helps, and the amount goes towards the effort that everyone puts in here to make sure you enjoy these great quizzes like we have this evening. Now, it also helps if you can make a team contribution instead of individually. This helps us save a bit on those transaction fees. And we've had teams make a donation of any type. There is no minimum or maximum. We've had teams give us 2 euros per player, sometimes 10 euros per player. It's definitely up to you, but whatever you give, we are greatly appreciative of it, and thank you all for it. Now, the payment link does remain active, that you see on the screen here. This does remain active throughout the entire YouTube cast, even when you're rewatching it. So it's not just for this evening, it's not just for this live stream, it is active the entire time. So even if you're rewatching this on Monday, Tuesday, 3 weeks down the road, you can still give a donation if you would like for this evening. Now, also use this link to make sure to send us some team photos. Katy is eagerly waiting to see all of those smiling faces playing along with us. And again, you never know, maybe we will select a few of them to be shown on the broadcast this evening, but all done through this magical QR code on the screen. Now, with that, it is time to move on to round number 3. And as I mentioned, tonight's round number 3 is a theme, but I'm not going to tell you. It is a bit of a mystery, so it is up to you, you detectives, you sleuths, to try and figure out what the theme is. But once you do figure it out, you can definitely use that to your advantage. So there is a theme, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to be a bad quiz master, and I'm going to hold it all to myself. This is all for you to figure out. And again, once you do, use it to your advantage. So we are going to kick it off with question number 1 of our special themed round. And that is, this 1986 David Cronenberg science fiction horror movie stars Jeff Goldblum as an eccentric scientist who, after one of his experiments goes wrong, slowly turns into a different creature. The movie became commercially the most successful of Cronenberg's career. Its tagline, "Be afraid, be very afraid," is also well known. Can you give us the title of this movie? So we're looking for the title of a 1986 David Cronenberg film with the tagline, "Be afraid, be very afraid," for question number 1. Question number 2. When asked how he was going to beat Sonny Liston in the 1964 flight, Cassius Clay answered with an 8-word quote, still famous to this day. The next line, rhyming with the first, reads, "Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see," although it is far less well-known than the beginning. The phrase has since then often been used to describe the boxing style of Cassius Clay, or as he was later known, Muhammad Ali. So can you give us the quote that I was talking about? So we're looking for the famous quote from the 1964 fight of Cassius Clay that is 8 words and goes along with the second part of the phrase, "Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see," for question number 2. Question number 3 is another sports-themed question. So we have Don Bradman, Sachin Tendulkar, and Viv Richards are some of the greatest batsmen of all time in which sport? So can you give us the sport that all 3 of those players, Don Bradman, Sachin Tendulkar, and Viv Richards, are all part of for question number 3? Question number 4. By what name is Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist Michael Peter Balzari better known? He got his nickname as a teenager because of his seeming inability to sit still. He is also an actor with roles in My Own Private Idaho, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and The Big Lebowski. So we're looking for the better-known name of the Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist Michael Peter Balzari for question number 4. Question number 5. Janet Van Dyne is a fictional character appearing in comic books published by Marvel Comics. She is usually depicted as having the ability to shrink to the height of several centimeters. She can fly and fire bioelectrical energy blasts. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, she was portrayed by Michelle Pfeiffer, and after her daughter, Hope, took over the superhero mantle under the same name. She was played by Evangeline Lilly. So what is the superhero name used by the Van Dyne women? So can you give us the superhero name that is used by the Van Dyne women for question number 5? Question number 6. This name relates to an area along the eastern coast of present-day Nicaragua and Honduras. The English name derives from the name of the native people from Central America that have populated the region for centuries. The name is also the title of a Peter Weir movie from 1986 starring Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, and River Phoenix, which was based on a Paul Theroux novel from 1981. We're looking for what is the name of the coastal region or the novel or the movie for question number 6. So can you give us the name of the coastal region, the novel, or the movie that is related to the eastern coast of present-day Nicaragua and Honduras for question number 6? Moving on to question number 7. While born Claudia Taylor, this First Lady from 1963 to 1969 was known by her nickname for most of her life. She got the nickname when still a kid, as her nursemaid found her just as pretty. During the tenure of her husband Lyndon B. Johnson, she was an advocate for beautifying U.S. cities and highways with the motto, "Where flowers bloom, so does Hope. What is her nickname? So can you give us the nickname of Claudia Taylor, the First Lady from 1963 to 1969 for question number 7? Question number 8 brings us to another sports question. We would like to know, what is the most successful football team from Switzerland? The team has won 27 national championships and 19 Swiss Cups. Besides that, they are the oldest football team from Zurich. Though not as successful in the most recent years, they have appeared numerous times in European Cups and the Champions League as well. What is their name? So can you give us the name of the most successful football team from Switzerland for question number 8? Now, on to a question about music. This American rock band rose to fame when their cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal was a worldwide hit in 2001. Their follow-up single Movies, though, wasn't as successful. The band is still together today and releasing albums. What is their name? So can you name the American rock band who rose to fame when they covered Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal in 2001 for question number 9? And finally, question number 10. This white and gray anthropomorphic rabbit, or hare, made his debut in the 1940 Merry Melodies cartoon. He is famous for his catchphrase, "What's up, Doc?" and is known for his conflicts with his many adversaries, such as Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam. Can you give us his name? So we're looking for the name of the white and gray anthropomorphic rabbit whose catchphrase is, "What's up, Doc?" for question number 10. And that is all 10 questions of round number 3, but here come 90 more seconds to finalize your answers. And welcome back. And now it is time for the answers for round number 3. But before we do that, again, if you're in a local competition, make sure to switch your answer sheets. But if you're at home, grab that different colored pen and let's go through the answers for round number 3, our mystery themed round. I'm curious to see if any of you got the theme. Let us know in the chat how you did, but we're going to go on to question number 1. We were looking for the film with the tagline, "Be afraid, be very afraid," and that was The Fly. So The Fly for 1 point, question number 1. Question number 2, we were looking for that 8-word quote by Cassius Clay, better known later as Muhammad Ali, and that was "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." So float like a butterfly, sting like a bee for question number 2. Question number 3, we were looking for all of those players, and those were batsmen of crickets. So cricket for question number 3, if you got that one, 1 point. Question number 4, we were looking for the better known name of the Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist, and that was Flea. So Flea, if you got that one correct, 1 point, question number 4. Moving on to question number 5, we were looking for the superhero name that is used by the Van Dyne women, and that was Wasp. So Wasp, 1 point, if you got that one correct. Moving on to question number 6, which I had no idea. I thought this one was quite hard. So we were looking for the name of the coastal region or of the novel or of the movie we talked about, and that was the Mosquito Coast. So the Mosquito Coast, 1 point if you got that one correct. Moving on to question number 7, we were looking for the nickname of Claudia Taylor, the First Lady from 1963 to 1969, and that was Lady Bird Johnson. So Lady Bird Johnson, 1 point if you got that one correct. Question number 8, we were looking for the most successful football team from Switzerland, and that was the Grasshopper Club Zurich, or the Grasshoppers. 1 point if you got that one correct. Question number 9, the American rock band that rose to fame after their cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal, that was Alien Ant Farm. So Alien Ant Farm, 1 point if you got that one correct. And finally, question number 10, the white and gray anthropomorphic rabbit with the tagline, "What's up, Doc?" That was Bugs Bunny. So 1 point if you had Bugs Bunny correct. Now, you could have had a maximum of 10 points. We're going to give you 60 more seconds to tally up your scores. Let us know how you did in the chat. After those 60 seconds, we're going to move right along to round number 4, our second mixed bag round of the evening. And we're back. It looks like you actually did quite well in that round. Some 10s, actually a lot of 10s, some 8s. Looks like even one team had Mosquito Coast. Good job. I had no idea what that one was. And if you hadn't figured it out yet, of course, all of those answers had insects in them. I was talking with Hito beforehand. I was like, wait, Bugs Bunny wasn't an insect, but yeah, of course, there's bugs in there. So everything had something to do with insects. If you liked that round, let us know. That was brought to you straight from Hito here. So he loves to hear how you liked it. Let us know how you did in the chat. But for everybody else, now is time to grab a fresh answer sheet because we're moving on to round number 4, which is our mixed bag round again. So I'm ready. Hope you're ready. Let's go on to question number 1. I would like to know, what is the only country in the world with the P, as in Paul, as its second letter in the name? So what is the only country in the world with P as its second letter in the name for question number 1? On to question number 2. We are looking for 4 different answers, half a point each. And what I have for you are 4 fictional schools from TV and film. And we would like to know, can you name the show to match each one? So we're going to give you 4 options, and we would like to know, can you name the show that matches each one of these fictional schools? So we have A, the Moordale Secondary. We have B, Sunnydale High. We have C, Adam West High School. And finally, rounding out with D, we have William McKinney High School. So can you name the show to match each one of the 4 fictional schools from TV and film for question number 2? Question number 3 brings us to another connection. So you see 4 miniature pictures. Don't worry, we will blow them up here in a second. But we are looking for the connection to all 4. So what connects these seemingly unrelated pictures for question number 3? On to question number 4. So I'm looking for the name of a region in Yukon Territory in northwest Canada that experienced a gold rush at the end of the 19th century. Between 1896 and 1899, over 100,000 people made the journey north in search of gold, with only a few of those prospectors actually becoming wealthy. The period is immortalized in films such as The Gold Rush and the Jack London novel The Call of the Wild. Now, according to legend, this is the region where Scrooge McDuck made his fortune in his younger years. So which Canadian region or river am I talking about? So we're looking for the name of a region in the Yukon Territory in northwestern Canada that experienced a gold rush in the 19th century for question number 4. Now, hopefully you've had plenty of snacks this evening and aren't hungry. Otherwise, this question may make you a little bit hungry. So on your screen, we are showing you 3 different types of pizza-like dishes from different corners of the globe. We're looking can you match each one to the correct name? Now, I'm going to help you out here. Last time the mystery round, I didn't tell you what the theme was. Here, I feel like I should help you out a little bit. So I'm going to give you 5 different names to choose from, and you have to choose the 3 correct ones. So 2 of them will not go used, but here are the 5 that I have for you. So we have the Chicago style pizza. We have the New York style pizza. We have the Lamacun, we have Longos, and then we have the Flammekuchen or the tarte flambé. So 5 of them are on your screen, but we only have 3 pizza-like dishes on the left. Can you choose the 3 correct ones? Again, 2 of them will not go used, but can you choose the correct name to match the pictures you see on the screen for question number 5? on to question number 6 with music. This musician's father gave him a certain nickname 3 days after his birth, as his parents considered the name Richard too long for a newborn baby. The name was also a reference to the family's ancestry. The artist is the great-great-great-nephew of Herman Melville. The nickname actually became the musician's stage name, and we would like to know, what is this stage name? So can you give us the stage name given to this musician by his father because they thought the name Richard was too large, and the name actually references the family's ancestry for question number 6. Question number 7, back to sports. Melbourne hosted the Summer Olympics in 1956, and Sydney did the same in 2000. Which Australian city will host the Summer Olympics in 2032? Give you a little hint, it's the third largest in the country after the 2 previous hosts. So can you give us the Australian city which will host the Summer Olympics in 2032 for question number 7? Question number 8 has everything to do with Meryl Streep. So we're actually looking for 4 separate answers this one, half a point each. And what I'm going to do for this question is give you the names of 4 characters that she has played, and we would like you to know, we would like to know if you can name the films in which she played these roles. So 4 different characters. Can you name the films to match each one? We start with A, Karen Blixen. We go to Margaret Thatcher. Then we go to Miranda Priestley. And finally, Katharine Graham. Now, she has been nominated for Academy Award for all 4 of these roles, so very well done. But we would like to know the films that match each one of those 4 characters for question number 8. Question number 9. It is a tradition that the winner of the Masters in golf becomes a member of Augusta National, and the previous winner puts this symbol of them winning on the new winner. So what symbol is this? And we would like you to be very specific. So we're looking for what symbol is the previous winner putting on the new winner of the Masters Golf as they become a member of the Augusta National for question number 9. And finally, question number 10, we have a little video clip for you, but this time we're going to go traveling together. And now we have a video over a city, kind of a time lapse, see some things in case you've been stuck inside your house or just not being able to travel that much. But what we are looking for is the name of the city that you see in this following flyover video for question number 10. And with that whirlwind travel trip, we have come to the end of round number 4. But don't panic, here come 90 more seconds to finalize your answers. All right, it's time to see how you did in round number 4, but before the answers come, it is time to switch your answer sheets if you're in a local competition. And again, if you're at home, just grab that different colored pen and let's go through the answers for round number 4. We started with question number 1, and that was asking what is the only country in the world with P as the second letter in its name, and that is actually Spain. So 1 point if you had Spain on your answer sheet. Question number 2, we went to all of those fictional schools and we wanted to know the TV show to match. Well, we started with Mooredale Secondary, and that was Sex Education. Then we went to Sunnydale High, and that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Then we went to Adam West High School, and that was Family Guy. And then we finished off with William McKinney High School, and that was with the show Glee. So Sex Education, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Family Guy, and Glee. Half a point for each one that you got correct for question number 2. Question number 3, that was our connection. What you saw, we have Emily in Paris. Then we have a picture of Emily Bronte. Then we have a picture of Emily Blunt. And then we have a picture of Emily Deschanel. So all of them have the word Emily in there, or the name Emily. So Emily for 1 point if you got that one correct. Question number 4, we were talking about the gold rush, and we were looking for the name of a region in the Yukon Territory, and that was Klondike. So Klondike for 1 point if you got that one correct. Now, question number 5. This was the hunger-inducing one. Now, one of these is one of my all-time favorite types of food. It's actually from where I grew up, but let's go through some of the answers. So for the first one, A, we have the flammekuchen. B, we have the lamajun, which was number 3. And finally, C, my favorite, this is the Chicago-style pizza. Now, the flammekuchen or tarte flambée is a specialty of the region Alsace on the border between France and Germany. It's composed of bread dough rolled out very thinly and covered with creme fraiche, thin sliced onions, and lardons. If you aren't hungry yet, don't wait, there's some more. The lamajun is a round, thin piece of dough topped with minced meat, mostly beef or lamb, minced vegetables, and herbs. And it's due to its shape and superficial similarity, it is sometimes described as Turkish pizza, Armenian pizza, or some other similar names. However, unlike pizza, lamajun is not usually prepared with cheese, and its crust is actually a lot thinner. And finally, my favorite, hometown Chicago is famous for its deep dish pizzas. The pan in which it is baked gives the pizza its characteristically high edge, which proves ample space for large amounts of cheese and a chunky tomato sauce. It's going to be the first thing I eat when I go home for the holidays. So those are the answers, half a point each if you got those correct. Moving on to question number 6, we're looking for the nickname or the stage name that was given to this musician by his father, and that was Moby. So Moby for 1 point if you got that one correct. The Australian city that will be hosting the Summer Olympics in 2022, the third largest in the country, that is Brisbane. So Brisbane for 1 point if you got that one correct. Moving on to question number 8, all about Meryl Streep. We were looking for 4 answers, half a point each. So we gave you the characters and we wanted the movie to match. So we started with Karen Blixen, and that was Out of Africa. Then we went with Margaret Thatcher, and that was The Iron Lady. Then we went to Miranda Priestley, and that was The Devil Wears Prada. And then we went to Katharine Graham, and that was The Post. So half a point for each one of those that you got correct. For question number 9, we were looking for the symbol that is given from one previous winner to the new winner. We wanted it to be specific, and that symbol we were looking for was a green jacket. So every member of Augusta National receives a green sports coat with the club's logo on the left breast. Members are actually required to wear them during the tournament, and the jackets are not allowed to be removed from the ground. So a green jacket for question number 9. And finally, question number 10, that was our flyby city, our little travel together. The city we were actually looking for, that was Seattle. So 1 point if you got that one correct. So with that, the maximum amount of points you could have received for this round was 12.5. We're going to give you 1 more minute to calculate your scores. Let us know how you did in the chat. Let us know if you were hungry. And when we come back, we will go over the team photos before we start a break. So 1 minute coming your way to tally up your score. So how did everyone get along with that round? Seeing some scores starting to come across, 6.5, 6.5, 6.6. I think you mean 6.5. No worries there. Still looking good. 12.5. Wow. Nicely done. but I haven't seen if anybody's hungry yet, but it looks like the scores are doing good, so you must have plenty of nice, tasty snacks there. Now, before we go to the break, we have some team photos that we are ready to share with you this evening. So let's start with the first one of the evening, and let's zoom in a little bit closer. We have the Champions from Belgium, and it sounds like what I hear they went to Pride today. So hopefully the weather, it looks like it was great. Hope you guys had a great time, and thanks for ending your evening with us this evening. Now on to our next set of photos. Let's see, let's zoom in there. Looks like quite an interesting team there. We have the Mega Minds from Sweden. Everyone there looking like they're having a good time. Maybe in the back they're a little discussing one of those questions, or maybe which type of pizza they're going to have later this evening. But anyway, thanks for joining us this evening. Hope you're having a great time so far. Let's see, what else do we have next? Well, we have two teams, both from the Netherlands. We have the Rainbow Babes. So great to see you back here again with their mascot. And then we have the Canada Dutch, also from the Netherlands. I know those faces. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the evening. We still have 2 more rounds to go, so don't panic. Plenty more fun to come along. And I think we have some more. Yes, let's zoom into these ones. We have Real Rules from England and Brazil. And if I remember correctly, in the upper middle, we have a pony that is 3 or 6 weeks old. So it looks like they're getting into the fun here. Looks like everyone's having a great time. Again, thanks for joining us this evening. Now, do we have some more? Yes. Again, let's zoom in and see what we have. We have Team Bird from Italy. Again, another nice mascot there. Looks like everyone is all smiles, having fun. And then we have Game House from Estonia, also looking like they're having quite some fun with the photos there and the records. So glad to have you all joining us here this evening. Now, don't forget, we still have potentially another set of photos to give, so send in your photos if you want to be seen on the stream. If not, don't panic. But right now, it is time for a break. So another 6 minutes are coming your way. Get up, stretch your legs, refresh your drink, and get prepared for the final 2 rounds of the evening. But 6 minutes, we'll see you soon. And welcome back. It's almost time for the final round, the music round. But before that, we have round number 5, which is a special themed round this evening, one of my favorite types of theme rounds. And that is the anagrammed answers round. So this next round is great for anybody who really likes puzzles because, like I mentioned, this is all about the anagrammed answers. So answers that use the same letters, but just in a different order. So this round, we actually have 2 questions per question, basically. So we're looking for 2 answers per question that I give you, and the answers are anagrams of each other. So basically, they use the same exact letters, just switched around in a different order. So for an example, I could ask you a question, and the answer could be Meg Ryan, and the next part of that question could be something where the answer is Germany. So both use the same exact letters, but they are just switched around in a different order. So again, we're looking for 2 answers per question. And again, we're using the same letters. So if you don't know one answer to one of the questions, maybe you know the other answer, and then using some luck or some of your puzzle knowledge, you can flip those around and find the answer for the second part of the question. So if you're ready for one of my favorite rounds, we're ready here in the studio. So let's start with question number 1 of our anagrammed answers round. And we start you off with the long flat bone that is located in the central part of the chest and one of the 4 ancient kingdoms of Gaelic Ireland. So we have the long flat bone that is located in the central part of the chest, and next to that we have one of the 4 ancient kingdoms of the Gaelic Ireland. So flip those 2 answers around, anagram them out, and you have the 2 answers for question number 1 of round number 5. On to question number 2. So can you give us the 2 answers for the following questions? We're looking for the alias of the character Thomas A. Anderson in the movie The Matrix, and the 3rd single from the 1988 Metallica album And Justice for All. So we're looking for the alias of the character Thomas A. Anderson in the movie The Matrix, and the 3rd single from the 1988 Metallica album And Justice for All for question number 2. Question number 3, we start with a Welsh footballer currently playing for Real Madrid, and we go to a fashion accessory of which the Birkin bag is a famous example. So start with the Welsh football player currently playing for Real Madrid, and then move to a fashion accessory of which the Birkin bag is a famous example of for question number 3. For question number 4, we are looking for the name of a meeting where an attempt is made to communicate with spirits, and we go to a Roman Stoic philosopher and writer known for his plays Medea, Thyestes, and Phaedra. So we are starting with the meeting where an attempt is made to communicate with spirits, and then we move to the Roman Stoic philosopher and writer known for his plays Medea, Thyestes, and Phaedra for question number 4. Now, before we move on to question 5, just a reminder, if you want to see yourself up on the screen, make sure to send us a fun team photo. If we get enough, we will be showing them after this round. But now we move on to question number 5. We have the 2000 Christopher Nolan movie about a man who suffers from short-term memory loss and an MTV reality television series that started as the first spin-off of 16 and Pregnant. So we start with that 2000 Christopher Nolan movie about a man who suffers from short-term memory loss, and then we go to an MTV reality television series that started as the first spin-off of 16 and Pregnant for question number 5. Question number 6 starts a bit with food. We have a chocolate cake of Austrian origin from 1832, named after its inventor. We go to a verb meaning to arrange a piece of music in a literal sense for a large group of musical instruments. So we start with that chocolate cake of Austrian origin from 1832, named after its inventor, and we go to a verb meaning to arrange a piece of music for question number 6. On to question number 7. We have a city on the Italian Riviera known for its music festival that served as the inspiration for the Eurovision Song Contest. And then we go to a US punk band known for songs such as Rock and Roll High School, Blitzkrieg Bop, and I Wanna Be Sedated. So we start with that city on the Italian Riviera known as the inspiration for the Eurovision Song Contest, and the US punk band known for its songs such as Rock and Roll High School and Blitzkrieg Bop for question number 7. For question number 8, we start with a large flightless bird known to lay the largest eggs of any living land animal, and then we go to a Bulgarian artist known for the elaborate land artworks he created with his partner Jean-Claude. So start with the large flightless bird known for laying the largest eggs of any living land animal, and go next to the Bulgarian artist known for the elaborate land artworks he created with his partner Jean-Claude for question number 8. For question number 9, we start with a 1996 rock musical about a group of struggling young artists living in New York. And then we go to a seabird from the family Luridae that can be found all over the world. So we start with the 1996 rock musical about a group of struggling young artists living in New York. And then we go to the seabird from the family Luridae that can be found all over the world for question number 9. And finally, question 10 of our anagrammed answers. We start with the animal that follows the year of the rat in the Chinese zodiac and a 2013 Beyoncé single, which was also covered by John Mayer. So start with the animal that follows the year of the rat in the Chinese zodiac and go to the 2013 Beyoncé single, which was also covered by John Mayer for question number 10. All right, that does it for our anagrammed answers round. Again, we're looking for 2 different answers for each question, anagrammed out to give you 2 different answers. So in case you're still trying to deliberate, we're going to give you 90 more seconds to finalize your answers for round number 5. And welcome back. It is now time for the answers for our anagrammed theme round. But before we go through those, again, it is time to switch answer sheets in case you're in a local competition. Again, if you're at home, just grab that different colored pen and get ready to grade because we are going on to question number 1 from our anagrammed answers round. So question 1, we asked you of the long flat bone. Well, that was the sternum. And then we were looking for one of the 4 ancient kingdoms of Gaelic Ireland, and that was Munster. So sternum and Munster, half a point each if you got those correct. Moving on to question number 2. We were looking for the alias of the character Thomas A. Anderson, and that was Neo. And then we were looking for the 3rd single from the 1988 Metallica album, and that was One. So Neo and One, half a point each if you got those ones correct. Question number 3, we were looking for the Welsh football player, and that was Gareth Bale. And then we had a fashion accessory of which the Birkin bag was a famous example, and that was the leather bag. So Gareth Bale and leather bag for question number 3. Moving on to question number 4, we had a meeting where an attempt is made to communicate with the spirits, and that is a seance. And then the Roman Stoic philosopher we were looking for, that was Seneca. So seance and Seneca, half a point if you got half a point each if you got those correct. Moving on to question number 5, we were started with that 2000 Christopher Nolan movie about the man who suffers short-term memory loss. That was Memento. And then we were looking for the MTV reality television series, and that was Teen Mom. So Memento and Teen Mom, half a point each for both of those if you got them correct. Moving on to question number 6, we were looking for the chocolate cake of Austrian origin. That was the Sachertorte. our soccer dart. And then we were looking for the verb meaning to arrange a piece of music, and that was to orchestrate. So soccer dart and orchestrate for question number 6. Half a point if you got one of those or both of those correct. 1 point total. Question number 7, we were looking for the city on the Italian Riviera known for inspiring the Eurovision Song Contest, and that was Sanremo. And then we went to the US punk rock band that had the songs Rock and Roll High School, amongst others, and that was the Ramones. So Sanremo and Ramones, half a point for each one that you had correct. Question number 8, we were looking for a large flightless bird that's known to lay the largest eggs of any living land animal, and that was the ostrich. And then we were looking for the Bulgarian artist known for his elaborate land artworks, that he created with his partner, and that was Christo. So we had ostrich and Christo, half a point for each one of those that you got correct. Question number 9, we went on to the 1996 rock musical about the group of struggling young artists in New York. One of my favorite musicals, that was Rent. And then we were looking for the seabird that can be found all over the world, and that was a tern. So Rent and tern for half a point each. Then we go on to question number 10. We were looking for the animal that follows the year of the rat in the Chinese zodiac, and that was ox. And if you anagram that one out, you get the Beyonce single from 2013, which was XO. So ox and XO, half a point for each one that you had correct for that question number 10. So altogether, you could have had a max score of 10 points, but we're going to give you 60 more seconds to finalize your scores. Let us know how you did in the chat. And when we come back, we will be ready to move right on into round number 6, our music round, our final round of the evening for this global online quiz. Well, we're seeing some good comments in there that some people love this round. We had some 6 out of 10, 7.5, a 9, a 5.5, maybe even a 7, it looks like. But overall, looks like everyone enjoyed it. Another 9.5. Way to go, teams. That's, like I said, is one of my favorite rounds. I knew quite a few of those ones, but especially the last one, that was the easiest one for me to figure out. But that means now, before we go on to round 6, we usually can go through some team photos, but maybe everyone's having a bad hair day this evening or maybe playing from the bed. We didn't quite have enough photos for us to go through this evening, so make sure to have them ready to go next time when Yulinka is back. But with that, it means we're ready to go on to round number 6, which is our final round of this evening, but it is our music round, which is our ever-famous, always a staple that we have each quiz. So this week we have 10 different songs in different styles lined up for you. Some of them are covers, others are originals. So we don't need the name of the artist, just the song title is all we're looking for here. So just give us the song title. That will earn you 1 point for each one. So there is a theme to these song titles, but hey, I think you'll figure it out yourselves. Keep that in mind, what I just said. That's all I have for you. So you're not going to hear me talk in between these. You'll hear the song, then you'll have your time ticker to kind of figure out your answer with your team, and it will move automatically on into the next one. And then it goes straight into the 90 seconds to kind of finalize your answers. So the next time you see me, I'll be back on your screen with the answers for all of the music you're about to hear. And remember, we're only looking for the song titles for the following 10 songs. So good luck, and I'll see you on the other side.
coming home. Your lipstick stains on the front lobe of my left side brains. I knew I wouldn't forget you, and so I went and let you blow my mind. You're sweet.
One, two, three, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door?
I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do. Times Square can shine as bright as you, I swear it's true.
This world is full of demon stocks and bonds and Bible traders. So I do the deed, get up and leave a climber and a sadist, yeah. Are you ready for the sequel? Ain't ready for the latest? In the garden of evil, I'm gonna be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless. And if you lose, boo.
welcome back. Now, hopefully you had quite a few of those answers, but let's see how you did for round number 6. But again, this is the last time. If you're in a local competition, time to switch your answer sheets. If you're at home, grab that pen one final time, and let's go through the answers for round number 6, the music round. And remember, I said, hey, I think you can figure it out. That was a little bit of a hint, so let's see if you figure it out as we go through the questions. So we had question number 1. We had the Lumineers, and we were looking for Ho Hey. So Ho Hey for question number 1, 1 point. Question number 2, we had the Red Hot Chili Peppers with Snow Hey Ho. So Snow Hey Ho, question number 2, 1 point if you got that one correct. Question number 3, we heard Pink Floyd with Hey You. So Hey You, 1 point if you had that one correct. Question number 4, we had Train with Hey Soul Sister. So 1 point if you had that one correct. Moving on to question number 5, we had Outcast with Hey Ya. So Hey Ya, question number 5, 1 point if you had that one correct. Question number 6, we had the Plain White Tees, and they were singing Hey There Delilah. So 1 point if you had Hey There Delilah for question number 6. Question number 7, originally by the Beatles, we had Hey Jude. So Hey Jude, 1 point if you had that one correct. Question number 8, we heard Avicii with Hey Brother. So Hey Brother, 1 point if you had that one correct. Question number 9, we had the Chemical Brothers. I remember the first time I saw them live. Amazing show. But we heard Hey Boy, Hey Girl. So that was 1 point if you had that one correct. And finally, for question number 10, we heard Panic at the Disco, and the song we heard was Hey, Look Ma, I Made It. So Hey, Look Ma, I Made It, 1 point if you had that one correct. So for this round, you could have earned a total of 10 points, but overall, that means you could have earned 65 points in total. That was the maximum score, so let us know how you did in the chat. Now, that means we're at the end of tonight's quiz, unfortunately, but don't panic. Our next quiz will be June 4th, and it will be hosted by Yelinka. Hopefully, she will be fully recovered by then, back here in the Quizmaster seat, ready to share 6 more rounds of questions for you. Now, the QR code is going to stay up on the screen after the quiz has ended. Make sure to use that to share with us your final score. As I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the quiz, after about 36 hours from this evening, we will post the overall global ranking on our socials. So make sure to put in your team name and the amount of points you had. That way you can see how you ranked against the rest of the globe. This will also allow you to make the contribution. Again, to those of you who have made a contribution tonight, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. But if you're rewatching this stream, even a couple months down the road, make sure you can still use this link. It still remains active, and any kind of contribution or donation is greatly appreciated. So again, let us know in the comment sections how you did, what you liked about these rounds, what you didn't like, and let us know how you did in the points. It looks like everyone did quite good in that previous round. I'm seeing some 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10s. Some, looks like someone even had 63 out of 65 points. Well, 59, a shocking result. No, that seems very fitting. Great job to everyone. And keep letting us know in the chat how you did. We can keep following along as we roll out of here this evening. So it's also great if you can like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Again, that makes sure that you stay aware of everything that's coming up, all of our coming up quizzes, all of our special events, anything like that. It just makes sure that you are in the know. Now, we've come to the end, so that does it from all of us here in the studio. We would like to thank you again so much for joining us. From Katy, from Guido, and from Bob, we say thank you so much with the photobomb there, Guido. But again, thank you for spending your day with us. We truly appreciate it. Again, June 4th is the next quiz we have with Yelinka. But until then, thank you so much for spending your night, and we hope to see you on the 4th. But until then, I wish you a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Bye, Quizzers.
something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna